Relatable moms.
Did you miss us?
We hope so.
Because we missed you. And that's what Kim K always says.
Oh, really? Did
Yeah.
you miss us because we missed you?
Yeah.
We did miss you. And we missed each other because it's
did.
been a while.
It's been some time.
Life got in the way, which happens to all of us. And we wanted to start our podcast off with something that we feel all moms can relate to, is when you're in discussions with other moms that perhaps you don't know so well. It could be at a dinner, it could be at lunch, it could be at a school function, and you're just having a conversation and sharing things and engaging in conversation, and then you leave and you think, oh my God, was I judged for that comment, or I felt judged, and then the anxiety kicks in, and then you're just replaying this conversation in your head, and you're like, should I have said that? Should I not have said that? Is she judging me? And I feel when you have your core mom besties, when that happens, you just text or call them and say, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, and then you get this reassurance like, oh my God, I wasn't judging you, or I don't care. But when it's people that you don't know well, you're not going to call or text them and be like, oh my God, were you judging me that I said this or that because we have different views or whatever? So we wanted to talk about that. Just like, it's just another thing that we as moms go through, so.
I think you have a pretty good example. I think we
do.
should share it.
Okay, so we were at a dinner and we were talking about meals and meal planning, and there was a mom that had mentioned that she does meal planning for her kids, and I was like, I don't do meal planning for my kids, and it kind of came out like, you don't, and I'm just like, I don't, because I work, and even though I work from home, I don't have the time to sit and cook because I'm working. Mel's in the same situation, she works from home, and also my kids are picky, and I used to plan and make and this and that, and they didn't want it because really all they want to eat is pizza, grilled cheese. Sometimes they'll eat like a chicken that I make, but it's rare. But basically I have picky eaters and I don't have the time. And then I get in my car and I'm thinking, oh my God, are those moms judging me that I don't meal plan?
Yeah, so this is when I should have said, well, a good night at our house is if I go to drive through McDonald's or, pick up a pizza, because meal prepping is totally not on my agenda.
Yeah.
One, I'm not very good in the kitchen. I'm trying to get better, but you already are doing way more than I have. And if anybody's going to get judged, it's me. Yeah, I am going through McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, not every night, but it's still sometimes very much survival mode. And I think, to your point, I don't think some people register that.
No.
I think survival mode is not a thing for them. It's what are you talking about? This is how you live.
Right. Like, if you said that to me, I would say to you, good for you, and I would really be feeling that. I would be like, good. She needed a night off from cooking. She knew her kids were going to eat well at the drive-thru. Like you said, it's all about survival. But then there are those moms who are probably thinking in their head, like, she takes her kids to McDonald's drive-thru for dinner.
Yeah, and why come down on McDonald's?
Right.
And also,
they have really good fountain soda. I will say.
I've never tried that. Yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah, it's just you do sometimes get hit with judgment that you just were not expecting, and
right.
It's all about balance, right?
Right.
Maybe not 7 days a week fast food, but here and there. I don't think any of that. But you get hit with judgment even for one time.
Right. And the problem that I have personally, which I'm sure a lot of moms do, is that when conversations like that happen, I start replaying it, and then I get worried that I'm being judged, and then I get anxiety about it, and then eventually it passes. But it would be nice to be that person that's like, yeah, I said that, I don't give a fuck. There's certain things I do say that I'm like, I actually do not give a fuck if this mom is judging me or not, but certain things I don't know why cause me to kind of, I don't know if that happens to you, where you play it back and you say,
well, rightfully so. No, right, totally.
Right.
I think it happens to all of us, and I think, to your point, probably the best way to handle all of that is just like what you said, fuck it. And you know what? Let it go, and just, you're doing the best you can,
right.
And you're feeding your children. So, but I hear you. Like, there's other commentary that happens between when you're meeting new moms, and you can't help but think to yourself, like, how are they perceiving this?
Right.
Like, are they going to
Exactly.
think I'm the worst mom ever? And probably the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. You know,
Right.
so some people do care that much and do judge that much, and some people just don't.
Right. And sometimes I try to think when I do spiral like that, like, oh, you know, when I did say I often just, you know, pop frozen chicken nuggets in my air fryer and my kids are happy. That I remember I was watching something, and this was probably one of the best lines I've ever heard in a show. The character said something like, "Do you worry that people are talking about you when in reality they're just focused on themselves?" It was something of that nature, where we obsess so much that concerned about other people's opinions and what they're saying about us, but oftentimes they're not. They're just concerned about their own life and their day-to-day and what they're going through. And sometimes when I do spiral with that anxiety, I'm thinking, they're not even thinking about the shit that I said. They don't give a shit. You know, and maybe there are some moms who just have a lot of time, and maybe they do.
I think there's definitely those people.
But I do try to think of that line, because otherwise I feel like the anxiety builds up.
You moving on from it,
right?
You know? But there are definitely those moms who have nothing else to do except, you know, decipher and pick apart other people's actions. And the bottom line is, yeah, feeling good about your decisions. And
right. Oh, you know what? It's one of the times when a mom made a comment about somewhere I take my kids, that it's really dirty, and I take my kids there all the time, and I actually left that conversation not giving a shit that she thinks this place is really dirty and she would never take her kids to play there.
Well, I know about this story, and we don't have to go into it, but just to add to that, I just want to let you know, I feed my kids the food there. So while we're there and it's dirty, I also have it's not dirty enough for me.
No, I've also fed my kids the food there, and the food's actually really good. But that was actually a moment I was very proud of myself. I was like, I actually don't give a shit that this person thinks that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're really good about that.
But that's because I ask questions. I'm like, oh, really? Why? I try to learn, and then where they're coming from, and then it bothers me significantly less, because I'm like, oh, I don't care about stuff like that. You do? And now that I know that, it makes me move on faster.
Like, I feel like if you were in that conversation, you would say, why do you think that place is so dirty? And then she would have answered, and you would have been like, but why do you care?
Well, maybe I wouldn't have said why. No, I don't think I would have said to her, well, why do you care? Unless it prompted for that type of like curiosity from me, which I think is my right. But I use it as more of a learning experience, because I want to understand the person better, and then I can make a judgment like, oh, would that even bother me? It makes me understand the other person, where they're coming from.
I try to use that too, the asking questions, because it works really well. By the way, guys, if someone, ladies, is being a dick to you, ask a question. Mel, take it away.
I just think asking a question is the best thing you can do in any single possible experience. Whenever you're feeling a certain way, it's now your turn to ask that person a question. It's a learning experience, and then I wish I could think of like a good example. I guess you brought up someone being a dick. If someone's telling you, I don't know.
Like, let's just say we're talking about meal planning, and you said, I take my kids through the McDonald's drive-thru once a week, or let's just say you said twice a week.
And someone said, oh my God, you do that? I would be like, yeah, how come you don't?
How come you don't? That's great.
I would use it as a reason to because I know in that moment, it's really not about me. I know in that moment, your reaction's about you, so I want to understand why their reaction's the way it is. So in everything I do, I usually ask a question, and it helps you to see that moment that could be like really intense for actually what it is. And I am a big believer in ask a question.
Yeah, I actually used that tactic with my husband when we were in an argument.
Oh.
multiple times.
Okay.
And it works really well. It usually
Yeah.
really puts people in their spot.
Well, and maybe not so much putting somebody in their place, but also
Well,
like
that's what I was doing
taking the
today.
time. Okay, but also like taking the time to really slow things down so you
Yeah.
can understand each other better.
Right.
I think when you are in like more, and this kind of goes back to like when you meet new people and you're trying to like understand if they're like judging you, but I think it goes with really everything in life. If you feel a certain way and the intensity's growing up in the conversation and you just take the time to ask a question, it slows things down and it makes you feel less judged and intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really like that advice. So use it when you can. So yeah, that was just something that came up that I think is just something we deal with a lot, the judgment.
I think for me with family it's the hardest though.
Yeah.
But that's when it's hardest to when you get faced with family judgment about why you're doing something a certain way or why
That's
you're
really
operating
tough.
a certain way or
Yeah.
that could be something to do with your kids or your husband or just you. That's when I find it a little bit more difficult to maybe like stand my ground by asking questions, but it's a practice. It's a practice. You're practicing because at the end of the day, are you going over to people and offering your opinion or offering all your judgment? You're not. I
not.
certainly don't do it because I
I'm
keep to
not.
my own business, but since
Right.
so many people unwarranted and unsolicited
Yeah.
just and belligerently tell you how to live their life
I feel
and
like you
share
get
your
that
opinion.
with family a lot.
Yeah, oh, I totally do.
It's like I feel like I get that more with outside people.
You totally do.
Less
though.
with family.
Yeah.
But you get it more with family and less with outside people.
Yeah, you
That's
get it a
what-
lot with just random people.
I know, I think because I talk a lot to people, so it just happens. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm just like, should I just talk less to people?
And sometimes when it comes from family, my answer is, and why is this important to you? Or why do you need to know this information? Or, I ask because I think about myself. Like, this is something that I would never ask somebody else in my family. So what gives you the right to ask me? I find it most likely inappropriate or rude or something that's just
Uncalled for.
very much uncalled
Yeah.
for, overstepping. There might be a boundary
Right.
there, and so that's when I politely, from a place of curiosity and from love, ask. So, just why? And I think as women it's hard to do, and I think this is where you have to empower each other.
Yeah.
I really do. I think a lot of people feel like they can't, by asking a question or by formulating curiosity around something, it's uncomfortable for us. And I think that's kind of in our blood sometimes as women. I think we feel uncomfortable, but the more we're uncomfortable, the more we grow.
I agree.
And then you can walk away from the conversation and say like, wow, I feel great from this. Like you walk in vulnerable and then you leave the conversation feeling so good about yourself, feeling so strong and being like, yeah, that was a mature, right conversation. And so I just think instead of running from it, and it is scary at first. Remember when we would talk about this? Like it is scary to really start asking and not being afraid of what the other person's going to say. Like for example, if we had said, hey, or if you had said, I throw chicken nuggets in, and I was like, I go to McDonald's, if she had said, well, that's really unhealthy, then what, then you have to face that judgment, and that's okay, and you can
Right.
say, well, that's your opinion.
Right.
You
have
so-
to face it head on.
And you have to face it head on. And I think it's a practice though, and you get better and better at it until it's second nature. So I think our bottom line is use your voice. Don't be afraid of judgment when you meet new people,
Yeah.
and be good with who you are and what you're doing.
And stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground. Which we all, I'm sure at times, have a hard time with. But standing your ground it's even something I'm still working on. Stand your ground. I do this way and I am okay with it. You could judge me all you want, but fuck you.
Be you, do you, wave your flag, have the
Yeah.
best day ever, be okay with your decisions.
Fuck the haters.
Fuck the haters.
That's a good one. Fuck the haters.
But yeah, I like it.
And just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, signing off.
Bye, guys.
Bye.